Welcome to yet another episode of Learning to Speak the Language of Dreams. 2 nights ago, I dreamed that I had an old red car and it was just on the verge of breaking down. And a man gave me a cover that would cover the car only till where the windows are. In the next scene, he gifted me a new car, a silver sports car, and it looked like an Audi TT, which is the car that my mom used to drive when I was in secondary school, and I often remember feeling so excited when she would take me to school in that car because every morning I get to feel the speed and the power of the car, and there was something that just felt so invigorating. I sat with the dream for 2 days because I didn't know what to make of it, and I'm going to attempt to communicate with this dream and its messages. So when I think of the car and what it means in Jungian psychology, it often means the ego. It could also mean my body. It could mean like the vessel or vehicle in which I move around the world, I navigate the world on a physical level. It may also mean how I navigate the world from a philosophical point of view, how I see the world, the principles and the beliefs that I anchor in or that supports me in navigating the world. When I think of it being red, I think of anger, I think of passion, I think of spice. There is just an element of fire. And then I think of it being old to the point of breaking down. It feels clear to me it means that it is outdated. It's time for renewal. I shouldn't be in that car anymore. I shouldn't drive that car anymore. It's probably dangerous and it doesn't serve me to be in that car. So if I were to put these 3 elements of the dream together, it would be the way in which I move through the world, my behavioral patterns, or the way my ego consciousness works, of how I navigate life is outdated and it's time for renewal. And then there is that part whereby a man, in dreams, all figures, all things, all places point to different aspects of ourselves, right? And the man would be my animus, the masculine quality of me. My inner masculine gave me protection for the car that isn't super useful because it doesn't cover the whole car. It only covers the top half of the car. And then if I were to relate that to my inner world, I think of it as if the mind is top half and body being bottom half, then the protection is only cognitive. There's no real protection because the body would remember everything. In crucial moments, I will still be responding from a very bodily, impulsive space. The body is still vulnerable to damage, to danger. It's exposed. It's vulnerable. When I think about that, it might mean my masculine tries to protect me from danger because the vehicle, the car, its days are numbered, right? Because it's old, but the protection is not wholesome. It's a cognitive understanding of the protection. It's not yet fully integrated. So that's the first scene. In the next scene, I'm just given a brand new car. It's silver, it's beautiful, it's fast. It symbolizes speed, agility, risk. When we drive fast, there's risk involved, but also adrenaline. Silver reminds me of the moon. It reminds me of Mercury. So it's like intuition and the mind. Mercury rules our mind in astrology. So when I piece that together, it's kind of like renewing my approach to how I perceive the world, how I think, which is from a more intuitive perspective. And the car used to be red. Now it's silver. Red would be the anger, the passion, the fire, acting without thinking, just being super impulsive. To silver, it's more calm, more cool, more collected, more in myself, also more cosmic, that moonish aspect of being more intuitive. And then it's a sports car, so it's definitely fast, it's about taking risks, and it's that sense of renewal of how I now move through the world. The red being more extroverted to the silver being more introverted, like coming more into myself. I think what's super interesting is that while it's a red car, it means passion and it means drive and motivation. It's a very Martian color. It's old, so it can't express the potential of speed and agility and the swiftness that the color kind of expresses. Whereas the silver new car, it's introspective, it's intuition, emotion, but it's brand new and it's a sports car, so it can really live up to its fullest potential. And it makes me think about this transition from unlived potential, unexpressed potential, to a real embodied, coming into the exciting possibility of new adventures with this new car, this new body, brand new way of being. And also what's possible when I really live in spirit, when I am so honest with myself, in trusting my intuition, and the evolution that comes when the red becomes integrated, whereby it doesn't need to be expressed, instead it shows up in how the car performs.